Yo, what up, yo? It's your boy Shady C here. I wanted to talk about the Dave Chappelle special and all the controversy going on with it. Well, first off, thank you, Dave Chappelle. See, this is what comedy's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be wrapped in a nice, pretty little bow. It's not. It's supposed to be offensive. It's supposed to ruffle some feathers. If nobody walks out in the middle of a show, it wasn't a comedy show. So that's what comedy's always was. In the 80s, you had guys like Richard Pryor, Andrew Dice Clay, Eddie Murphy. They were all controversial. They weren't pretty little nice comedians. They were edgy. They were controversial. They said stuff you maybe didn't want to hear, but it was funny. And in the 90s, George Carlin did jokes about Christianity. Some people were offended. Nobody really complained too much about it. Dice did jokes about gay people, about AIDS, about women. It was just always part of comedy. You laughed or you didn't laugh. You didn't like it, you walked out. Now, with social media, it's given regular people a backlash to bitch, or an outlet to bitch, I should say. Not a backlash, an outlet to bitch. And comedy has gotten a lot different. Go to any comedy club in America. I have before. Not every, but I'm saying any random one. Most of them are boring. Because comedians are afraid to do those kind of jokes. They're afraid to be too edgy. I say edgy with a quotation because it's not supposed to be edgy. It's supposed to be funny. It's sad that it's considered edgy to do non-PC jokes. Non-PC jokes are funny. I would say most of America get that. The people complaining right now are the people on the outside of the bread, on the crust. Think about society like bread. Most of us are in the middle. Most of us have whether you lean right or lean left, most of us have common sense. Now the crust, which is not a big chunk of the bread, but it's the loudest chunk of the bread. It's the chunk of the bread that bitches the most. The people on the very edges. People on the left and the right. Both sides do it. They bitch and complain when they get offended. Most people, like regular people in the middle, really don't complain a whole lot as long as you make them laugh. That's all you got to do. And Dave's special was funny. Even as a pro-lifer, Dave did a joke where he basically said he's not for abortion, but he's not against it. He talks about, hey, if you've got a right to have an abortion, if you have the right to get an abortion, which you should, he said. I'm not saying I agree. I'm against abortion. But he said, if you have the right to an abortion, I've got the right to opt out of childhood, which I've said before. Again, as you know, I want abortion to be illegal, but it's not. So as long as it's not illegal, the man should have the right to opt out. Absolutely. If it's your body, your choice, my money, my choice. Why not? But see, notice pro-lifers didn't get angry about that. Because he said, I'm not for it, I'm not against it. Only the pro-aborts, only the liberals got really mad about that. He did the joke about Jussie Smollett. Only people got mad about that was the left. He did a joke about the trans community. I've looked. Most trans people really weren't angry. Think about it. You get mistreated a lot in life, which the trans community does. I'm not saying you're treated with kid gloves. But at the same time, they can laugh. You gotta laugh. Life hands you so much diversity. You gotta be able to laugh at it. You're gonna go crazy. A comedian like Dave Chappelle, who is not somebody who is hateful. Not even a little bit. He's just somebody who wants to make everybody laugh. This is bringing comedy back to where it was, where it needs to be. Where it needs to be. Because I'll tell you what, right now, most comedians are boring. The only thing that they can say that's controversial is if they're going against the right. Because the right doesn't bitch as much. They bitch, but not as much. The left, oh my lord, the left side of the crust. They would get so mad at jokes. So mad at jokes. And my biggest beef with the LGBTQ community, and I included the Q, and it's a plus, right? LGBTQ plus community. My biggest beef with them is the fact that, they complain about all the first world problems, But I have yet to see a group of American or British or any member of the LGBTQ plus members in modern countries to say, you know what we need to do? We need to get on planes and go to the Middle East and help our brothers and sisters over there who are being killed. They ain't being marginalized. They're not being told what bathrooms they can and cannot use. They're being killed. So they're getting this angry at jokes and what bathroom you can use while there's people over there being killed and they don't care. That's my biggest beef with them. Be consistent, people. But anyways, back to the topic. I was drifting off topic. Back on topic. Dave Chappelle's special was hilarious. If he did a whole special right now, just talking about the right wing, I don't think people would get as upset. I don't think people would care. I don't think people would riot. I don't think people would go on Twitter and demand him be canceled or fired or whatever. It's just jokes, people. Lighten up and relax. Life is too short to get that angry over this. Remember, whether you're on the right, the left, or the middle, we all part of the same piece of bread. Hey, I grew up poor, man. Bread is life. Bread and cheese is life. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been in the food line, you get you some bread at that food line, you're going to be happy. Oh, I was happy. It was like Christmas Day. Go to the food bank, get you some bread. And it's always that bread that's like one day past expiration, but you still eat it. I ate it until it got mold. If there was mold, I wouldn't touch it. My sister was a beast, though. She'd be like, no, just cut the mold off. No, don't do that. Just not eat it at that point. But anyways, just want to kind of throw that in there. But we all part of the same piece of bread. We need to learn to get along. And yes, everyone needs to tolerate everybody. We've all got some whacked out thoughts, ideas, and opinions. We need to learn to get along a little bit. If you agree with me, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share. If you don't agree with me, well, you're probably on the left. But hit that like, subscribe, and share. Post comments down below. What do you think of the Dave Chappelle show? Did you watch the Dave Chappelle comedy special, Sticks and Stones? Did you watch it? It was good. I enjoyed it. No matter what the joke was, no matter who he was making fun of, it was funny. Anyways, as you know, it is Shady C, and I'm always right.